according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan.
He was promoting tons of these ICO scams at the time, and he also narrowly avoided an ICO fraud lawsuit for the same thing, under the defense that he wasn't actually influential enough to convince people to buy the scam.
Bank, I'm robbing y'all. Belch does nothing but collect dust. Money over legacy, currency over legacy, because he felt underappreciated.
Floyd Mayweather may have just taken a major hit to his credibility. Recently, he claimed to have purchased $42 million worth of Manhattan real estate, saying he owned the buildings outright with no partners. But according to reports, no such deal shows up in official records. What was meant to be a flex is now looking like a major fabrication, and it could seriously damage his reputation.
Ever. All right. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
As Floyd Mayweather approaches 50, his obsession with flaunting his wealth shows no signs of slowing down. From designer outfits to private jets and mountains of cash, he continues to showcase a life of luxury online. But critics say this constant need to prove his success might be leading him down a dangerous path, one where he's fueling an illusion instead of securing his financial future.
It kind of, think it's a red flag when you're 50 years old and feel like almost 50 and still gotta flex on social media. But, people on social media do what they do best, especially black people, try to tear each other down. So people start researching, Angelique started researching, and they found out that Floyd was capping. Now, Floyd is part of like some type of ownership group that got a part of it. Then you got 50.
In one viral clip, Floyd spreads bundles of cash across a table like it's a buffet, flashing wads of hundreds as if they're trophies. But when someone constantly feels the need to show off physical cash, it often signals one thing: insecurity. Real wealth doesn't need to scream. Real wealth doesn't beg for validation from the internet.
Money made all day. Right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20. Benjamin Franklin right here. Money made all day. We in the bank, doing what we do best, counting money.
Mayweather might be undefeated in the ring, but that doesn't mean fans actually enjoy watching him fight. In fact, many admit they only tune in hoping to see him finally lose. His defensive style is often labeled boring, and when you mix that with his unshakable arrogance, it's no surprise that more people root for his downfall than his victories.
One of the best middleweights of all time is fighting this weekend. I didn't say greatest, I said best. I am really high on Janibek Manila. He beats Canelo, he knocks out Crawford with ease. This guy's a monster. Absolute freak. If you guys haven't watched his highlights, if you guys haven't watched the full fight, go watch him. He's fighting this weekend. make sure you guys tune in. His last fight was absolutely domination. This should be illegal. But a lot of people ask me, like, Jerry, why are you so high on Janibek? What does Janibek do, or whatever the case may be? The guy is huge for 160. He's huge for 168. He debuted at 175. He's a light heavyweight. He's cutting down to 160 because Canelo won't give him the fight at 68. And 75, he's still a bit undersized. But he's a southpaw, quick hands, quick feet, explosive one-punch knockout power, insane timing, insane punch selection, amazing boxer on the inside. Probably a top 3 boxer when it comes to fighting on the inside the pocket. Probably has the best uppercut in all of boxing. Janibek Alimhanila is a monster. I hope you guys tune in this weekend to see what I've been seeing.
Not long ago, Floyd was hit with a ban for promoting financial scams, pushing shady crypto projects and sketchy money grabs. You'd think he'd learn, but as soon as the ban lifted, he jumped right back in. This time, he teamed up with Kim Kardashian for yet another questionable NFT promo. It's the same pattern all over again. Money-hungry moves with no lessons learned.
When Floyd Mayweather was banned for 3 years from promoting securities after scamming his fans with an ICO called Cintratec. He was promoting tons of these ICO scams at the time, and he also narrowly avoided an ICO fraud lawsuit for the same thing, under the defense that he wasn't actually influential enough to convince people to buy the scam. And now that it's 2022, his 3-year securities ban is over, and he's back to scamming again. He's currently being sued once again for his promotion of Ethereum Max alongside Kim Kardashian, and also has gotten really into NFTs.
And if you in the NFT world and you betting on me, you will never lose. But what I need you to do right now, go get Mayweather. That's my new NFT. I've been working on that for months. If I win, you win.
Now, it's pretty obvious from these comments that Floyd has learned nothing after not reading the SEC settlement. So maybe that's why he tells us we can't lose by betting on him. So let's put that to the test with his last 3 NFT projects.
I'm dropping my NFT tonight. FloydNFT.com, August 10th. Go get it right now. Matter of fact, don't even wait till August 10th. Get it now. My NFT. Own a piece of my legacy. Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm not just in 30% or 40%. Full 100%. I'm all the way in.
Now, Floyd's World was indeed a huge success for Floyd Mayweather, who raked in $4.9 million. But what happened to his fans? Well, they're furious because the price of this NFT has collapsed over 90%, and they angrily responded in the comment section, "You already have an NFT project. It's called @RealFloydNFT. You released it last year and then stopped working on it immediately after. Have you been punched in the head so much you're forgetting these things now?"
From dodging taxes to allegedly being held hostage in Dubai over unpaid jewelry, Floyd's past is filled with financial chaos. These aren't isolated incidents. They paint a clear and troubling pattern. It's not just about losing money anymore. It's about losing trust, credibility, and control over the image he's worked so hard to build.
Well, it turns out that the rumors were true, and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days. Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started this whole mess.
Floyd has made millions, no doubt, but has also been accused of pocketing money for events and merchandise that never actually happened. Fans have paid for meet and greets, appearances, and exclusive content, only to be left empty-handed. A viral TikTok expose even pulled back the curtain, revealing just how much of his brand is built on smoke and mirrors, hype over substance. While Floyd bragged about making $100 million from the Conor McGregor fight, insiders and financial experts have cast serious doubt on those claims.
What's the biggest fight you've ever had?
Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, which ironically is a boxing event, but it's the biggest combat sports fight ever.
What did that gross?
It did 4.4 or 4.5 million buys at $100 a buy.
Yeah. So that worked out okay.
It did.
Chael Sonnen, a fellow fighter and master of trash talk, didn't hold back in his assessment. He said Floyd's problem isn't making money, it's how fast he burns through it. According to Sonnen, Floyd doesn't fight for pride or passion anymore. He fights for paychecks, for the flashy lifestyle, the cars, the jets. And that lifestyle comes with a price. Mayweather's no longer fighting for belts, he's fighting to pay the bills.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion. Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, I mean, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
Floyd Mayweather often equates wealth with success, using social media as a stage to flaunt his fortune, from stacks of cash to fleets of luxury cars. To him, it's proof of how far he's come. But not everyone sees it that way. Critics, including Shannon Sharpe, have voiced concerns, arguing that the constant flexing may signal deeper issues, like poor financial habits and an obsession with image over long-term stability. Instead of focusing on building lasting wealth, Mayweather seems more invested in impressing others. And that kind of materialism, they warn, could eventually steer him away from smart money management and straight into long-term financial trouble.
Money Man is getting ready. Super Bowl weekend, Las Vegas. He had to get the ones. Make it rain. Check it out. I need everybody. Got girl collection, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, or whoever win or lose, it don't matter. I need everybody there. Girl collection. Yeah.
Love him or hate him, Floyd Mayweather has built a reputation not just for his undefeated record, but for being one of the most arrogant figures in sports history. He's openly said he values money over legacy, a mindset that may have made him rich in the short term, but also made him one of the most polarizing athletes ever. And now, as cracks begin to show, that same arrogance is fueling the satisfaction of his critics. To them, his fall from grace isn't just expected, it's deserved.
All of y'all, F the belts, F you, F everything. I'm taking y'all to the bank. I'm robbing y'all. Belts does nothing but collect dust, money over legacy, currency over legacy, because he felt underappreciated. I train all day long, and I'm doing this to try to be one of the greats. Forget that. I'm going to do it for me. He became one of the most selfish fighters you'll ever hear. That's why I never blamed Floyd. When y'all hear me say the Floyd Mayweather effect, a lot of Floyd Mayweather fans, you hate on Mayweather already. No, I'm talking about the effect. Floyd Mayweather is an all-time great fighter, but people grab the wrong things because most people aren't about hard work and dedication anyway. That's why to be great is rare. Most people try to find that shortcut, and they only saw Floyd's shortcut. They never saw his scenic route.
When Floyd Mayweather came out of retirement to fight Logan Paul, it wasn't about competition, it was about cash. Mayweather's debts and extravagant lifestyle had caught up with him, and this YouTube spectacle became his payday. But Logan Paul flipped the script, accusing Floyd of failing to pay the $3 million he owed. What was meant to be a boxing match quickly turned into a back and forth of legal threats. Logan even joked online that Floyd might be broke, and while it was said in jest, the truth behind the joke is hard to ignore. No one really knows where Floyd's money is going. The real takeaway? True billionaires don't need to remind the world they're rich every other day.
Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt. At least that's what Logan Paul thinks. Logan hopped on the Walkway to Fight Club show, and when he was asked about being paid, he was nothing short of honest.
It's unfortunate because, you know, same Floyd Money Mayweather. Surely I was going to get my check fairly quickly, right? And that did happen, so I'm sure it'll come eventually, right? I realized, okay, I'm being strung along. This is a classic, hey, buddy, you're the new guy in this industry. We're going to puppeteer you however we want. Hop on for the ride and shut up. Instead of shutting up, I make fun of him on social media and let everyone know that he doesn't have any money. I kind of joke and I'm facetious and I point the finger at Floyd. Well, I don't know if it's his fault. Maybe a little bit, but something tells me Floyd doesn't control where the money goes. Or maybe he does. I don't know. And I don't really care. I just want my money.
I remember the week before I fought Floyd, I was in my hotel room by myself with my mind about to like implode.
You're about to fight arguably the greatest boxer of all time.
As an 0-1 YouTuber.
It's great that you got the job done of getting the paperwork. I got Floyd Mayweather to agree to fight me. But you gave him a respectable performance to where like people walked away and it's not a gimmick anymore.
I owe Floyd a thanks. Floyd Mayweather, looking forward to receiving the rest of the money you owe me, but thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Things took a turn when Logan Paul threatened to sue Floyd over the unpaid millions, saying flat out, "I'll see you in court." If Logan wins, it won't just be a financial loss, it'll be another blow to Floyd's already tarnished reputation. These aren't just bad business moves, they're signs of a man spiraling. The cracks in Floyd's empire are becoming harder to ignore.
Or is that something that you can't disclose right now?
He has not paid me in full, that is a fact.
No
short a few mil, yeah.
Wow. Still a few mil?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been in contact with him?
Nah, we're taking this one to court.
No, are you being serious? Is this like a
Do I look serious, lady?
You do. I'm just making sure. I apologize.
Really?
I'm just...
Nah, I'm with you. I'm not with you. Yeah, we're taking him to court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So,
yeah, see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
This wouldn't be Floyd's first run-in with the law. He's already spent time in jail and often talks about how fame took his freedom. But what's truly ironic is how his own choices, whether financial or personal, seem to keep pulling him closer to more legal trouble. All the money in the world doesn't mean a thing if you're behind bars.
You know, I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye, you know. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. You know, she was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, you know, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, you know, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, you know, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back.
Former friend 50 Cent even shared his own story, claiming that Floyd never paid him back for projects he helped fund. Floyd's excuse? He said he never asked 50 to do it. That response not only shows a lack of gratitude but also reveals a troubling pattern, using people when it's convenient, then discarding them when they're no longer needed. Floyd once called himself the best ever, building an empire with his fists. But now, he's watching it unravel, thanks to a mix of ego, scams, and reckless spending. From legal threats to fake investments, from unpaid fighters to shady endorsements, it's clear his empire is burning. And this time, there might not be another comeback.
Anybody who knows Floyd knows he doesn't want to be alone. So in that situation, like, I was concerned about him because, like, I went to visit him more than anyone else that he would call a friend would actually visit him. And it's because I knew that he put like this. He'll buy stuff for you to keep you around. His temperament, there's no balance. Like, he can do anything and they'll still stay there because it's like they're yes man. Right. Yeah.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Knockout Chronicles for more.